Good Erev Shabbos. Beginning of this week's Parsha, there's a powerful lesson about the importance of modeling good behavior for others that we have an influence on, children, students, etc. The Parsha opens up with a apparent redundancy. The Torah says, "V'yomer Hashem el Moshe," God says to Moshe, "More kohanim b'nei Aharon, tell the kohanim b'nei Aharon, v'yamar talem, you shall tell them," so on and so forth. So Rashi points out the redundancy of why does Hashem told Moshe this expression of Amira, Amor, followed by the expression of the Amarta. And then it says afterwards, what the message is, something for the Kohanim. So Rashi says the first time is to telling them the message, and the second time is Rashi says Lahazir Gedol Malaktanim. It's to tell the elders rather, the leaders, to influence the younger people, their students, their teachers, and so on and so forth. The question is, how do we as people who are trying to influence the people in our circles, such as students and children and others that we perhaps have influence in our circles, what is the best way to do that? So there's a powerful lesson that we can learn from Avraham Avinu on this. It says in Sefer Bereshis, one of the things about Abraham, unique qualities about Abraham, right before Hashem revealed the story of Sodom to Abraham. It says, Ki yadativ, it is known, but Abraham, Ramana Sheitzav Espana Bespeso, that he is going to tell, Abraham is going to tell his family, Acharav v'shamar derech Hashem lasos tzedakah mishpat, that he will uphold the way of Hashem to do tzedakah u'mishpat, charity and justice. So from this pasuk is highlighting Abraham's way in the world. It would seem that Abraham was going around telling his children, his family, constantly what to do, how to be sincere in their ways of being devout to Hashem, how to be pious, how to be religious, how to be observant. But yet, if you look at the entire Torah, all the parshios that Abraham interacts with Yitzchak, there's very little. In fact, but Abraham directly tells Yitzchak what to do. The only time that we find that Abraham tells Yitzchak directly what to do is with the Akedah. Abraham gives Yitzchak a specific, directive at the Akedah, the binding of Isaac. Furthermore, we find with the story of the Chanasis Orchim, when they welcome in the guests, yes, Abraham did give instructions to his family, but he was involved in the process as well. He was, it says, by Maher Abraham, he was involved. It says, Abraham ran to the cattle, and so on and so forth. So we see from here is a very powerful lesson in terms of conveying values. And that is, the best way to convey values is not to, as they said, to talk the talk, but rather to walk the walk. It doesn't talk about Abraham pontificating, doesn't talk about Abraham being an orator, it doesn't talk about Abraham giving these long speeches to Yitzchak. It talks about Abraham living and breathing and modeling good behavior. Yitzchak grew up in a home where he learned from positive, good examples from his role model, father, Abraham. And that's the way he grew up. And that's what the Torah means, that Yitzchak was learning from Abraham. Not because what Abraham told him to do, but he saw the way Abraham lived. So when we learn our parsha this week and we find that we're supposed to be conveying the most important values to our children, our students, anybody within our circle of influence, let us remember this lesson. It's not so much what we tell them what to do, although sometimes it calls for that as well. But primarily it's about how we model our behaviors and actually how we walk the walk and how we how we present ourselves in real life situations. And that's what they will learn from ourselves mostly. I wish you all a good Erev Shabbos.